and then tell us when to go. Hello, so welcome to the Dialed In by McGinn podcast. Today we're actually joined with Dialed In by Hamill. Hamill, how are we?
Not so bad, glad to be back again.
He's back at it, shoot done. He's now slowly, we'll actually slow down here because our cameraman's having a hard time. Back in the gaining phase now, a success coach.
Yes.
I'm Dialed In, welcome on board, brother. He's now got 8 clients and flying.
Yes.
Flying. Flipping incredible stuff, mate. Changing lives as well as obviously your life isn't fully changed. There's different things we're focusing on, and like in the last podcast we talked a lot about fat loss. But that's not the only problem that people face. That's not the only issue people face. So we're going to dive into that so the people back home can get a bit of an insight, a bit of value about what they can do if they're going through shite. And if fat loss isn't just their only problem, there's definitely other things that a lot of people online do not talk about. So what would you say outside of fat loss was your biggest problem, your biggest issue?
I'd say fat loss, the biggest issue would just be the whole social aspect of everything having to change.
Yeah.
So when you start a fat loss journey or any type of fitness journey at all, you're changing for yourself. So it's kind of, you're the only person that can influence that decision, and the main thing about that is the partying, the social aspect. It all has to change, because at the end of the day, it's probably the main reason why you got into the position, because you got into it in the first place.
Yeah. So you're a big partier, were you?
I was hard enough on it, like.
Told me a wee bit about the drink. How when you first started drinking, like how often was it?
Well, when I first started, just like everyone else, I was 15, 16, running around the field, getting absolutely paralytic off a bottle of vodka.
Oh yeah.
And then that was all right. That was normal. It was to be expected at that age. But it was more, whenever I left school and went full time working,
Yeah.
I was getting paid in cash every Friday, and I had to drink every last penny of that. And I made it stretch as long as I could, so we could keep drinking.
How many days a week?
It depends how hard we went. So there's weekends there where we could have got paid. So I got paid £300 Friday. By Saturday morning you had 120 left. By Sunday morning you had 80 left. By Wednesday you didn't have a bean, or even by Monday evening you didn't have a bean. There was no teas. You couldn't buy your own food, you couldn't do anything, you couldn't buy work boots.
Oh. So just fucking full on go for it sort of thing every single day. See, I didn't have that full on drinking. Obviously I had the experience of drinking in the field, but there was never that like for you, I kind of joked about it, saying it was like borderline alcoholism.
Aye.
But yeah, there was never that like full on, so that's why I think it is good to get you on and for us to actually chat about it. And because a lot of people have experienced that, a lot of people haven't just had the life where they've just like, all right, left school, went to a different job. Like you obviously have a different story where you've went actually on site, whereas I obviously went to the corporate route. You went to the site route. That's why I think we're like, it's a good mix and match.
Yeah.
Because obviously what I understand about a lot of people, you understand about a lot of people in a different line of work. And also just a different background. So like, how did you even stop drinking if you were fucking flat out drinking that much? What got you to quit?
Well, sort of at the time, what kind of got me to stop drinking was I was going to lose everything that I had going, so I was prioritising going out and getting blocked over, spending time with family, not even the main one, being able to save money and actually be able to progress and move forward in life. I was like a weekend millionaire, and then come Monday morning I didn't have a bean left. I remember the best sort of wake up call was middle of the week, and I remember landing back from work. I was absolutely shattered, and I walked into the door and took my boots off, and my dad goes, "Son, you need to get a new pair of boots." And I goes, no, they're grand. And he goes, "No, Owen, literally the soles are falling off them boots are talking." He goes, "Go get a new pair of boots." And I was like, "Nah, sir, they'll be grand. He's like, "Why'd you keep putting it off? What's wrong?" I goes, "Don't have a penny." And he goes, "You've been working here for the past 6 months. What do you mean you don't have a penny?" And I goes, "I don't have a thing." So he says, "You're telling me you've went out every weekend and drank everything you have?" And I was like, "Yeah." So that was a big wake up call when your priorities really need to shift then at that stage.
Yeah, and then how did you go then from the cameraman's making me laugh because he's walking back, the cameraman's walking back like this. Roden, you can walk like this if you want to. You can kind of walk like that. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Just don't hit the mic with your head because then it'll actually cut out.
Yeah.
But good man. So yeah, basically you were borderline addicted to alcohol, spending all your money on alcohol.
Yep.
You realised and your dad realised that a bit too much was going on to that.
Mm-hmm.
And was there something that you replaced that with? Because a lot of the time when you're trying to break a habit or build a new lifestyle, it's just like you can't just not do the thing because then you'll just get bored and end up doing the thing or pick up new bad habits. So
Yeah.
what habits did you pick up then to get you out of that?
Well, I suppose the main one I picked up after I stopped drinking was instead of spending all my money on drink, I spent all my money on food.
Oh.
So it turned into. So we went from, we obviously put weight on. That would have been the start of everything going out the window.
Yeah, because you were fitter when you weren't always like really.
No, I wasn't always a fucking
Like,
whale. So we were in all right shape. We weren't nothing special, just normal, like the average Joe. And started drinking. I was all right. Started putting a wee bit of weight on, and then after that, it was instead of going out and spending £100 on drinking on Friday night, you would have went out and you would have had a serious munch, which we've talked about the diet plan before.
All right, go. All right, see, every time we're at a different like client event, we're having a bit of food, we're having our off-plan meal, we're after training,
Oh, yeah.
and there's like different people about. I always tell them to say what your old. We'll take a seat here at this bench, or actually that bench there, just because it's a bit easier.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe over by the steps, because then you have the sun in the back. We'll go over there. But I always say, to tell them about what was your like go-to diet plan back when you were the deli final boss. And I want you to like tell this with as much confidence as you normally do.
Yeah, I think out of nostalgia I might go and get one day, but I'd probably be sick of after I edit the game.
Yeah.
So we would have, obviously we're going to work, so I was in the van.
Yeah. We'll sit down here just to. Oh wait, there's
People walking everywhere.
Will we go back to the chairs?
Yeah, full loop.
We'll loop round. Right. Go on, Ron.
I
Go
don't
for it
know
all.
what people think. They're just like, what? Are these fucking
Just two lads walking
Walking,
about with
doing
a
a podcast, like.
cameraman. Right, go for it.
We could be famous.
He's famous. Hamill is famous.
But aye, so we started off. So say we were 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Straight into the deli, and there's a breakfast.
Right, take a seat. Take a seat.
You're going to need to take a seat for this here.
Oh.
I'd love to get my fitness pal up just to calculate the calories, but
Oh fuck. I wouldn't even want to know.
so
Right,
we
go
would
for
have
it.
been straight into the deli
Ah,
with a wrap. We had butter on the wrap.
bother.
Then we had 2 sausages, 2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 hash brown, 2 veg roll, brown sauce, and that was just the wrap. And then obviously walking past, we'd get the bag of crisps and the chocolate bar, but not one of the wee, shitty wee chocolate bars. We went for the full £1 chocolate bar.
Oh yeah.
We were going to get our money's worth.
And did you eat it all over the day?
Oh, we had it before fucking the van got out of the car park, like. So that was sort of the breakfast, and then we would have taken teas at 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So 10 o'clock would have been another trip to the deli, and that would have been something nice and light, maybe a jambon and 5 chicken nuggets and a couple of chips and beans, and maybe another chocolate bar or a bag of crisps and a fizzy drink. So that was that. 1 o'clock we would have been starving again. So we might have went to Angles right, so it's 1 o'clock. We'll just have a sandwich. So we would have had maybe a baguette with just the usual cheese, taco, lettuce, chicken, baguette. Normal enough. So that was probably alright. So we finished work up at 4, half 4, we're home for 5:30, 6. We got home and it'd have been either a case of when my ma had dinner on, I would have ate probably about a pot of spuds and whatever meat was there, and would have been up and up and up at the counter, just constantly eating and eating and eating. And it's bad to think back, because if I was eating out of my ma's house, that was the healthy nights. The unhealthy nights where we would have went down to the takeaway and Would have got a kebab with an extra chicken fillet, super gravy, taco, lettuce, cheese, everything on the side, and a couple of chicken tenders if I felt nowhere hungry again.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was bad as well because at the time I was delivery driving for Chinese, which didn't help.
Yeah.
But we got around that eventually. But
made the habit a lot easier.
Yeah. So say if we had that takeaway at, you know, whenever we finished work, say it was about 7 o'clock, we were working, maybe about 10, half 10, you know, we'll get something, you know, get a free Chinese meal, so we may as well eat it.
Of course.
So we've got like a duck chow mein with curry or chicken chow mein with curry, prawn crackers and another Fanta, say. So we would ate that, and then as soon as we were home, we'd lifted the bag of custard creams, brought them up to the room, ate the full bag, went to sleep, repeat.
So, yeah, I don't even know how many calories that would be. We need to put it down someday, and that could be like a wee challenge. Maybe later on the bulk. It's definitely not good now when we're reversing. It's You don't want to fuck the reverse. But yeah, so basically, from what I see, you came out of school, you were into sport, and then you went from that to obviously making money, and then you made a bit of money, and then that was all spent in alcohol.
Yeah.
And then you got slightly addicted to alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Probably on your way to be borderline alcoholic.
Oh, I was addicted. The crack was unreal. I couldn't get away from the crack. You ever hear saying you're just going to become part of the furniture?
No.
So it's pretty much, I was becoming part of the furniture in the pub. I was no different to the bar stools that were there. So I was always there. I was never out of it.
I couldn't imagine it now. Like I couldn't. Obviously, I knew you coming in, like when you were a big guy, but like obviously I didn't know that and that whole side of it. So yeah, and then you were able to overcome that, and you were able to overcome that challenge. But then from that, another habit came on, and that's where I see it. Like a lot of the time, you'll actually see some people, they'll like quit smoking, but then their new habit becomes like eating. Whereas for you, it seemed like you quit alcohol, new habit became being the deli counter final boss.
Yeah.
What did the people go like when the deli workers whenever you came in?
I think they started shaking, but it was it was funny because after 4, 5, 6 months of this, they knew the order kind of off by heart.
Yeah, they got used to.
It's a bad sign now when you're coming in, even to a takeaway, and they don't even know how to ask what you're having. It's just everything on it.
They just know you.
Mm-hmm.
Get the Hamill special. So, yeah, so you then got addicted to obviously eating junk food and stuff. And then what actually made you flip the switch and made you realise, okay, right, I'm a bit fat. I'm quite a big dude.
I was like, I had no edges. I was round.
You were saying, so you were round, no edges.
Yep.
And what made you then, because there might be people right now watching this that maybe they're not round with the wedges, maybe they just want to make a wee bit of a change, maybe they want to change with drinking every weekend, maybe they want to change with drugs, maybe they want to change with smoking. You also gave up vaping there, which we'll get on to now in a second later down the line. But what then made you go from, right, fuck alcoholism, fuck food, fuck junk food, fuck that addiction? What made you actually go, boom, I can do this?
It's kind of just life or death at that stage, because it's how common you see anyone who's on a building site will always know 3 or 4 really old fat fellas in that site that can barely move and their legs are busted, their backs are busted, and it's all just because of the size they are. And even if you just look at everything else, the amount of people that are dangerously fat and it's killing them is scary. So I didn't fancy an early grave and all the complications that were going to come along with that. Yeah. So I was like, I need to change. It's now or never. Yeah.
And then DialledIn arrived on horseback.
Yeah. Sitting on my phone one day when I was watching through, I took the notion and I was looking up different coaches and I was going through Instagram reels, and then this scrawny wee faggot popped up on my thing.
Oh, aye.
And it was about protein paste, and I kind of just thought that then, you know what, I'll save that. And after I saved it, it kept popping up, and then ended up clicking on a poll, and 10 months down the line, this is what's happened.
Oh, aye.
So
that's it, mate. That is it. When you get in the world of the DialledIn, that's when you change your life. And we were laughing about that. If I did edit these, I would actually flash up the protein paste video. Maybe I'll put it in the notes, the link to the protein paste video. Yes. But it was a random video, and this is like back last year. I wasn't I'd say I've improved a good bit on social media and how I speak, but like
Yeah.
back then I was like always just as soon as the camera came on, like full on the highest energy person. Yeah, like the video was like, and for anyone that's posting social media right now, like if you want to skip that step, just like stop trying to put on extra energy when you're on social media. Just like go for it.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. That's what I started doing. It's more chill. But like I remember the video, it was all like, you have no excuse not to hit your protein. I have 5 minutes. Here's how you get 40 grams of protein in, or it was like 2 minutes.
55 grams of protein in
55 grams.
5 minutes.
Man still remembers all that protein.
Like,
So you seen that, you were like, right, protein's important. I need to follow this guy. And yeah, down the line, you then went for it. You decided that life or death, and you want to live in, make a change and make a difference. I love it. And then, what was like the hardships initially making a change for anyone right now? They're in the initial stages of making a change.
where they're still on the fence, they're deciding.
No. Like as soon as they start.
Oh, as soon as they start. The first thing's going to be, it is a bit of a shock, but if you've already went and made the change, you have that dedication in you to do it. You've taken the risk, so it wouldn't make any sense to back out or not do it. So keep consistent and trust the process. It's going to be horrible for, say, even the first month, and then as soon as you start to see progress, it's like a domino effect, and the time just flies in. And as well, for anyone who's just starting, the challenges are going to be crazy, because it's not just a change in what you're eating, it's a change in your schedule, your day, you're restructuring your life, you're changing your identity nearly. So it's getting used to that, adjusting to it and embracing it and moving forward and keeping it up. It's the main thing.
Yeah, still remember we were having a chat. We're actually making out a presentation on how Hamill got his result in the programme, and I still it reminded me during his initial few weeks he was in Dublin and he had to he had to make protein paste.
Yeah.
With he was living off rice cakes, protein paste. Obviously you had your meal prep on site, but
so I was trying to get into this here.
I don't really get too into it, but you can just the.
Well, we had, because we were staying down there, I was able to take the meal preps for what I was going to eat during the day, and that was going to be the bulk of my calories, bulk of my food in. So I left that on site beside someone's old fucking out of date curdled milk in the fridge, and then because we had no microwave, we had no fridge in the hotel room, we had to improvise, and we just had to make it work. So the protein paste, I remember, it was like great, and it was amazing. It was really filling. And rice cakes, I remember getting really big into my rice cakes. I was trying loads of different rice cakes and trying to find the lowest calorie ones, and
Love it.
they're sort of like the glory days there, what you look back on being like, that's what I done to get where I am now. Like,
yeah, and people they say, Hamill, how'd you do it? They say, Hamill, did you go on roids? But the truth is, you had to do the hard shit. You had to fucking sit in Dublin with your meal prep, eating beside the out of date milk.
Yeah.
And you showed up, you hit the steps no matter what. You went to the most packed gym in Dublin. Like most people would, all right, I have to work on site in Dublin. What am I going to do? Oh, I'll just take the week off, or I'll say something. But for you, it was like, right, I'm just going to find a gym here, and you went for like the closest gym. It was packed, and
it was the closest gym and it was the cheapest gym in Dublin, so
still made it work. And then, what about when, I know there's always never going to be the end of the mountain, you're always going to be climbing that next mountain, but what about when, like, what should people expect when they get that over that mountain, whether it is with drinking, whether it is with overcoming like obviously their weight loss journey? What should they expect when they get at the top of that mountain?
A new challenge to keep it up. Achieving it and getting there in the first place is a challenge in its own, but when you walk into a new challenge, you having to keep it up, and it's almost more fun because you start learning more, and I don't know what the way to describe it. It's just great. By that stage, you've achieved it and you're proud of it, and it's like being a boxer and winning a championship belt. You will do anything to hold on to it, and that's what the fun is, being able to live and hold on to it at the same time.
Yeah, because you can always win the belt. A lot of people win the belt, but you actually have to keep the belt. And that's where a lot of people don't get it. It's like, right, you'll see people, they lose fat, and you probably know someone at home, or I'm on about the person watching this. Someone watching this, you probably know someone who's lost fat, but they lost the fat and they might have put it back on. Actually, 80% of people who lose weight, put it back on in the next 2 years. That stat keeps me up at night. Cold sweats at night thinking about that. But that's where you need to, like, right, as soon as you lose weight, don't just go back to your old eating habits. And it doesn't actually mean that you need to always be eating low food forever. It doesn't mean you always have to be eating flipping rice cakes forever. Slowly build up, nail your reverse, build in habits, set other goals. Like, you set your goal, you've got the high rocks, we've got another shoot next year, so now we need to build muscle up for that. And with build muscle, we need to increase your calories, we need to eat more food. So it's like bringing it up in a controlled manner, rather than just boom, straight back to the kebabs, straight back to everything.
See, just to, not for people to be put off, because it'd be very scary, the thought of, I've had to spend a year to achieve this, and now I'm going to spend the rest of my life to maintain it. It's easier to maintain something than it is to achieve it. So if you're ever in doubt about it, just remember that. Someone said that to me before. It was, achieve it now and hold on to it is a lot easier than constantly trying to achieve it and achieve it and achieve it. So if you can maintain it, life will become a lot easier.
I like that. And the other thing is another goal you set, and it's not even a goal, because like you could say, all right, I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to try to do that, but one thing we've like laid down on the table, and I know you're going to commit to, because I'm not going to allow you not to commit to it, is giving up the vapes. And what's made you give that decision? Because a lot of people that watch this, they might vape, and like vapes aren't the like it's not like I've got a lot of clients that smoke vapes, but like it's like it's another thing that down the line you can look into giving up if it's something that like you want to go for, you know. And why'd you decide to go for it?
It's pointless, and it's, I don't know, it's just, it was cool all the time, and then after
It's not cool, like.
It's not cool.
see sitting having a drink, like sucking off,
And
like
you've got
the
the Elf
cameraman's even laughing.
Yeah, the Elf Bar 3000 beside you.
Yeah, like sitting.
No, it's,
I don't know. I just sitting having the vape, like.
had a big crackle and pop of it.
Yeah, at least fags look a bit cooler. You know?
Yeah, if you're going to smoke, do it properly. And,
But no, that's not official advice. But
aye.
if you're vaping, it's like you can vape. You can still have different, like, be healthy in different ways. But like,
Yeah, I'm going to say something to everybody at home if you do vape.
Go for it.
So, two things. One of them being the cost of it. They're so expensive and they're slowly draining you. The other part of it as well is just trying. Hi, guys. Just
Ignored.
Rizzed.
Still need to work on your riz, mate.
Rizzed. So, yeah, the other thing is try and quit for a week and see how difficult it is, and that's going to be the real wake-up call. If you smoke every day and you're smoking a lot every day, set it down and try and not get another one. Try and not smoke again.
What about even casual vaping? Like, what about
Casual vaping?
like, oh, I'll only vape when I drink. Do you think that makes sense?
No, it's pointless. That's just acting cool. That's all that is. I only smoke when I drink because I'm one of the cool lads out in the smoking area. It's not, you don't do it, so why start? You know it's dangerous. You know it's going to kill you. So
That's the thing about vaping. Like, to be honest, it might actually not be that bad. Like, the research isn't fully all done in it, but it's like, yeah, the research hasn't been done, so it could be like that it's actually not that bad. Obviously there's chemicals in it, but like that's not even a reason to say it's bad, because everything is chemicals. But the thing is, there's no research actually done on what
the chemicals can do to you.
Yeah, on what the vapes will do to you. So it's like, all right, you could smoke it for the next 20, 30 years and you could be fine, or you could smoke it for the next 20, 30 years and like, you never know what you get. And like, I'm not willing to take that bet. Personally, I'm not willing to take that bet, like, because I don't know what's going to come out of it, and I value living. Like, I do value living. Cameraman's having a sneeze attack right now. Oh, for man,
No.
It's all good. The hay fever's kicking in, but yeah, I value living, so I'm like, it's not worth it, personally.
No, 100%.
Personally. And I think, do you have to fully give it up? No, but could you limit? Yes. Same goes with everything. Drinking. Is there anything wrong with drinking? No.
In excess,
Hamill loves a few pints.
Oh,
like.
no, like, don't get me wrong. We were talking about, obviously, giving up drinking, but when we do go out, we still go out and enjoy ourselves. We're not a fucking, I don't know, monk living in the mountains. We do go out and, drink in moderation, but we still end up absolutely sloshed nearly every time we go out, but we just monitor how much we go out and don't go to excess, like. Still
That's
live.
it. The biggest mistake with monk mode, the worst thing I see happen is people, they'll go into monk mode and they will just completely, they'll cut out everything and they'll like maybe grow their business, or they'll learn a lot, or they'll read a lot of books, or they'll get into great shape, but they actually forget how to socialise. And I think that's something that's really important too, actually still being able to go out, still being able to speak to people, still being able to socialise. Even if you go out and if you do drink now and again, that's fine, but even if you do go out and you say try a sober night out, like that's one of the best things I've done, like trying a sober night out. I was like, oh, this is good. And the time I gave up, actually before I launched my business, I gave up drink for 3 months, and that was the most productive 3 months I had ever had in my whole life. That really just, it's like a slingshot, like pulled me back, launched me forward. And then am I the perfect person right now? Definitely not. But am I striving to still get more? Yes, and it's because that slingshot initially launched me forward. So just a few tips for whoever's watching this to change their life. Hopefully they do. And again, with podcasts, I say this every time, you can watch podcasts, you can wank yourself off and like just look at the podcast and be like, oh, this is great, I'm learning. But if you never actually listen to what we do, if you never actually learn from that, then nothing's gonna change. Like nothing changes. If nothing changes. Same with Hamill. Whenever you were watching my videos before you actually reached out, like you were watching the protein paste video, but did you ever actually make the protein paste?
Yeah, well, after I joined.
But before you joined?
No.
You know what I mean? And like you'll save low calorie recipes, you'll save training tips that you see online, you'll save whatever workout plans, but you don't actually implement. So that's where you need to fucking hammer yourself in.
I think it was my favourite poet, what do you call him, Mastermind? What do you call him?
Who?
I always copy his stuff, quote his things. He sent me his podcast.
Oh,
English
Modern
fan.
Wisdom.
Modern Wisdom, aye.
Oh yeah.
What did he said? He said, thinking about the thing isn't doing the thing. Talking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Doing the thing is doing the thing.
Exactly.
So, you can bullshit as much as you want, but where's bullshit really going to get you?
Nowhere. It's going to get you nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what will get you moving forward? Liking this podcast, listening to our previous podcast, or just subscribing on YouTube if you're on YouTube and listen to the things that are about to come up. So yeah, save. What are you doing? You can favorite a podcast, can't you? Actually, you favorite a podcast, or if you're on YouTube, subscribe. If this has helped you, reach out to me or Hamill on Instagram. Let us know how it has helped. And if you're looking to give up drink, or you're looking to limit drink, or you're looking to start your fat loss journey or continue your fat loss journey, let us know. And yeah, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go?
If you are struggling with everything or anything, just try it. Try and quit. And when you realise if it's difficult, it should just motivate you to want to quit. So don't try, just do it. Just quit and stop wasting your life. So yeah. No
tries, buts, maybes, hopefullys.
Yeah.
There is only, you're either going to do it or you're not. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you are either going to move forward, or you're going to stay still, or you're going to move back. And if you stay still, you start to move back anyway. So
yeah,
fucking move forward, guys.
Keep moving
and
forward.
Have a great day, because it is the year of the Dialed In.
Yes.
And you do not, you do not want to get left behind.
Sort of.